Hi everyone, Christina here, your SI leader for Bio 201 with Amy Nunley. I know you guys are finishing up your reading guides on articulations for class on Monday, so I just wanted to make a quick video on some of the structural and functional classifications of joints, which is just another word for articulations, and just go over some of the foundational pieces before class on Monday. So basically, when we talk about joints, we divide them into two separate categories. Obviously, structure and function, which you guys are pretty used to. You can't have structure without function and vice versa. So structurally, when we say structure of joints, it's basically what material is binding them together, is the way that I thought about it. And so there's three types. You have your fibrous joints, your cartilaginous joints, and your synovial joints. Fibrous joints, they don't move, and they unite bones using a dense fibrous connective tissue. Obviously fibrous connective tissue, it's in the name, so that's pretty easy. Cartilaginous joints, again, it's basically in the name again. They unite bones using a pad of cartilage, and cartilaginous joints are somewhat movable. And then lastly, we have synovial joints. Within synovial joints, you'll find the articular cartilage that covers the opposing bone surfaces. They contain a joint cavity, a fibrous joint capsule, and also use synovial fluid as a lubricant. When I think of synovial fluid, I kind of think of grease on a hinge, basically. It reduces friction within the joint, basically, so that our bones don't wear down and they don't get hot when we run or break down and so on. And then moving on to the functional classifications of joints. The best way to think of that is how much can the joint move. Three types again. We have synarthroses, amphiarthroses, and diarthroses. So synarthroses are our non-movable joints, and a great example of that would be our sutures in our skull. And then we have amphiarthroses, which are somewhat movable joints, such as our pubic symphyses in women during childbirth, basically. That joint moves slightly to allow the baby's head to pass through. And then lastly, we have our diarthroses, which are our freely movable joints. And all of our synovial joints are diarthroses. And to kind of tie the two together, if you look at fibrous joints, they don't move, so that would make them synarthroses. Cartilaginous joints are somewhat movable, which would make them amphiarthroses. And then obviously all synovial joints are diarthroses. So I wanted to also kind of break down the synovial joints just a little bit. I know you guys are probably doing this on your reading guide, but I came up with an acronym last semester that helped me remember the 6 different types of synovial joints. So the 6 different types are plane, hinge, condylar, pivot, ball and socket, and saddle joints. So you guys will go into that more in your reading guide. But the acronym that I came up with, it's pretty silly, but it works. It's Pirates Help Cats Play Ball on Saturdays. PHCPBS. You guys can obviously come up with your own, whatever works for you guys to help you guys remember the 6 different types. The silly ones just kind of always work for me. And then there's a few videos that I found for you guys that you might find useful to watch before class on Monday. Crash Course has a great one on joints. It's a quick run through. Basically it covers a lot of what's on the reading guide. And then Wendy Riggs has a great video. It's called Articulations 6, Anatomical Movements. And I think some of those anatomical movements are on your reading guide for Monday. But I know we'll definitely go over those in class. So that's just a good foundational video to watch just to help you get through class on Monday. So I hope this quick video helped. Just a reminder, study session on Tuesday with me from 1 to 2 p.m. in B1702. It's right next to the English classrooms, and we can go over the Articulations reading guide if you guys haven't finished, or we can move ahead and work on the following reading guide. It's up to you guys. So I hope to see you guys there. Thanks.